but it's that poker face, man. That's why when I was in Iowa, man, they had like a lot of poker. A lot of people play poker, man. I think that's how they got the poker face, man. Because every other day was like poker night, with my coworkers, and they wanted me to always come over. They'd be like, "Hey, man, you want to come over and play a hand of poker, man? Hey, man, hey, man, we got an extra seat, man. You trying to come over to play some poker?" And man, they be over there playing poker. Like, I mean, I'm not a poker player. You know what? I should learn how to play poker for the sake of playing poker, and I gotta play spades. You know what I'm saying? You gotta play. Oops, I think I said that out loud, didn't I? I said I had to learn how to play spades. I don't play spades, man. I don't play a lot of card games, man. You know, um, it's just not something that I'm gonna learn how to play because you got to learn how to play it. For the culture. Tripping, tripping with Theo Bowl.
Come on, Dre.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Tripping with Theo Bold. I'm your host, Andre Theo Bold. Welcome to the show. Glad y'all could tune in. AT is where it's at. Almost forms of social media, so make sure you follow me. And as y'all can see, I'm making upgrades. I'm in one of my multifaceted rooms over here in Theo Bold Studios, bringing you the best for what you pay for, right? And you guys are getting a lot from me, so I hope you guys appreciate what I'm bringing you, all the information and knowledge and content and tutelage. I hope you guys appreciate it. Don't forget to jam up the comment section and let me know what some of your thoughts are about some of these wacky topics. So today's topic, man, you know what I'm tripping on today? I'm tripping on Iowa nice versus Iowa real. What do I mean by that? So as some of you guys know, I lived in Iowa for 7 years for work. I was a black transplant. What do I mean when I say black transplant, right? A transplant is someone that's not from the area, right? So Iowa, as some of you guys probably don't know, Iowa has black people, right? They have homegrown foundational black people from Iowa, right? I'm not from Iowa. I'm from the East Coast, so I migrated from the East Coast to Iowa. And looking back on my experiences in Iowa, like some of you guys, like some black people, or just people in general, right? Some people may be moving to Iowa, for work or for whatever reason, or they just, if you're moving to Iowa, this is going to help you out. And not just Iowa, but Midwest in general, Um, my experience with Iowa, one of the things that I noticed when I was in Iowa was you had the Iowa nice people and the Iowa real people. What do I mean by that? So when I say Iowa nice, I mean that people were polite, and typically the Iowa nice people, right? They were very they were very performative, you know? Like anytime, like, I'm not gonna try to expand it to everything, but when I was in Iowa, there were a lot of performative white people, and they were like just really over the top and just like, cartoony, um, and they do all this performative stuff. And, I'm not saying that they weren't nice, but they just weren't authentic. Like that's not who um they really were, right? And then on the flip side, you got the Iowa real people, right? Like the Iowa real people to me, and I probably need a better word for that, but the Iowa real people are like the stone faced white people, right? Like they look stone faced, they look serious, you know what I'm saying? But they the ones that kept it real. Like they didn't like I have a lot of respect for the Iowa real people, man. Like one person I think of, like the first person I think of when I think of Iowa real people is my coworker, Sarah. You know, I went to, I actually worked with Sarah. She actually trained me for my role when I worked on a team with her. And when I first met Sarah, man, Sarah was like, I mean, I'm not trying to like, it's no shade, but Sarah just looked real, um, like she wasn't flashy. You know what I'm saying? Like she wore glasses and just had a real, like she had a poker face. Like you didn't know what she was thinking, right? And she looked, when I first met Sarah, I was like, man, she looked like she could be a snob slash snitch. And she was everything opposite of that, man. Sarah was like probably one of the best people I ever worked with. You know, um, she was patient with me when she was teaching me like the role of my position. Um, she always had time for me, man. You know, and when I moved from Iowa to California, man, her and her husband, um, man, she made sure because I had to ship my cars. I had to ship one car back to Maryland, and then I had to ship another car um to California. You know, because I had two cars when I was in Iowa. You know, when you're in Iowa and you got that kind of disposable income, you gonna have like I'm not trying to. I had a car that I came to Iowa with that I didn't want to get rid of, and then I bought another car like later on, and I had two cars. I had my car where I had a weekend car, and I had a car that I went to work in. But anyways, when I shipped both of my cars out and told Sarah, man, you know, I'm not gonna have a way to get around, she was like, oh, don't worry about it, man. You know, me and Jordan, you know what I'm saying, we'll chauffeur you around, and you know, we'll make sure we come pick you up from your apartment, and we'll take you to the airport, and we'll see you off. Like, I mean, that's how Sarah was, right? You know, a poker face, right? I don't want to say stone face, but poker face. Like she wasn't performative, you know, she wasn't over the top, she wasn't, you know, none of that, you know. And when I had to get my wisdom teeth pulled out, Sarah pulled up for me. Hey, no, I'll take you to the doctor. It's all good. I got you. I'll work from your place, you know, and make sure you get to where you got to go. And then I think of like the Dustin was another one, real one, man. When all my stuff got dropped off, because I did the help you move shit, right? When I moved from Maryland to Iowa, I had this like trailer that I packed all my stuff in, and this truck came and picked up my stuff, and then it drove it out to Iowa, and then it dropped it off. Like it dropped the trailer off in my parking lot. And man, I remember, man, I was at work, and when you get your stuff shipped across the country, man, you are on their schedule. So I remember I'm at work and I'm getting ready to go to a meeting, and then they called me up and was like, hey, I'm around the corner, about to drop your stuff off. You got 24 hours to get it out of the container. So I told my boss, and my boss let me get off early. And when I got to my apartment, man, they dropped this thing in a parking space. And I thought parking spaces in my apartment complex at the time were like assigned or whatever. And then Dustin, man, Dustin came along. I think he had a, what kind of truck did he have? He had a oh, what kind of truck did he have, man? He had a huge truck, man. He had this it was a was it a Nissan Pathfinder, or was it a oh man, he had like one of the biggest trucks, like pickup trucks, man. And I saw this truck as I'm unlocking this crate or this bin, and I'm carrying stuff to my apartment. I see this truck just like creep up, and Dustin pulls up, man. The white boy poker face, man. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, man, I'm like, I'm in this parking space. He gonna want me to move this, and I ain't got no truck to move it, man. I'm up there like, man, I'm stressing out. I'm in Iowa. I don't really want to be here, man. I'm like, man. And he looked at me, man, and was like, hey, man, what's up? Need some help? I was like, yeah. He said, okay. And then him and his fiance, now wife, man, they helped me. They basically took the stuff from the trailer, put it in his truck, and then drove it closer to my unit. And they helped me get my stuff in my apartment, man. You know what I'm saying? But Dustin, man, was like non-performative, man. Just real poker face. That's how you know. So if any of y'all go to Iowa, trust me, like look for the people with the poker faces, man. Those are the ones that keep it real. You know, them the ones that's gonna keep. They're the ones that's gonna give it to you straight, and they gonna be real, man. But then you got the performative ones that be on that, laughy, silly, jokey, like just for no reason. That's that nervous energy. I'm not sure what they nervous about. I'm not here to put people in categories, but I do pay attention to that shit. You know, like that over the top performative shit. I see through that. Like I'll play along with it, but like I see through it. I'm like, whenever I see people just going over the top and they're just super like whatever, I'm like, man, what are you hiding? Hmm? Hmm? What are you hiding? Right? But that's when you go to so I'm not sure if the rules apply everywhere, but when I was in Iowa, that's one thing I noticed, man. Like when I think of the people that were real and that came through for me and helped me and didn't sugarcoat nothing, like it was the ones that had the poker face, you know? Um had another coworker of mine named Craig. Craig, man. Craig was another real one, man. Craig was just full of he was like at the time probably like in his like late 50s or whatever. And Craig, man, was another one, man. Kept it real. Stone poker face, you know? Um, no performative stuff, no over the top, just real, just composed. But Craig was funny though, man. So Craig, here's the thing with Craig, man. Craig would speak up and speak his mind in meetings, but he kept the same face the whole time. I remember we're in a meeting, and Craig was a principal. When I worked with him, he was a principal engineer. And so if you guys don't know how engineering works or the rankings work, it goes junior level, regular level, then you got senior and then principal, right? And then if you're like an architect or whatever, that's something else, but it's high, that's high up over here, right? Craig was like up here, in terms of experience and rank. And Craig, man, oh man, Craig was funny, man. I remember, oh shit, I remember Craig. He, so I told, so I worked in the cubicle and Craig worked in the office. And when I went to his office, like, cause we talked about like he was like we talked politics and stuff. We talked all types of stuff. And I remember, I went to Craig's office and I was excited because I bought a new car, right? Or I was looking at getting a new car. And I told Craig, I was like, I went into his office. I was like, hey man, yeah, I'm looking at getting another car. He's like, for real? What kind of car are you looking at getting? I was like, yeah, man, I'm looking at getting a Chevy Malibu. He was like, oh man, sorry to hear that. And he just said it like, kept the same face. I'm like, you playing? He's like, nah. He's like, you'll see. So then he got a kick out of it and was like, yo, I'm gonna call John in. And John was another engineer. John, he called John over. He was like, Andre, tell John what kind of car you got. I was like, man, I'm about to get this Chevy Malibu. And then John shook his head and was like, he said, man, look, I got a Chevy Silverado, man, and I've been trying to get rid of that piece of shit, man. Trust me, you do not want to mess with Chevy. And Craig tried to tell me. And I was like, yeah, they probably just had a bad experience with them. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give Chevy a shot. I went ahead and bought that Chevy, man. Bought that Malibu, man. The moment, like 2 seconds after I drove that bitch off the lot, man, that shit started hiccuping. Act like it ain't want to move. Like it was bad, man. I had to replace my radio like 3 times, and you know, um, it was a bad experience. But Craig was right. He kept it a buck with me, you know. So, like, if you go to Iowa, trust me, you will see this, right? You will see like the performative Iowans. Not saying it's bad, but you'll see the performative Iowans, um, and then you'll see the real Iowans. Like the real Iowans are the ones that, like, like I said, poker face. Like those are the ones that you got to hang around, man, because they gonna tell you, they gonna give it to you straight, man. You know, um, and that's another thing about Iowa that people don't realize, man, is that um Iowans are honest people, man. I never I'm gonna go on a limb. I never met a lying ass Iowan. Like Iowa, like Iowans will give it to you straight. Like they just, it's like they have, it's like they have the what's not Incredible Hulk, but it's like they have the Wonder Woman lasso around them, and they just all they do is tell the truth. Like I remember one morning, um, I left my. Let me give you an example. Right, one morning I had a remote start, so I had a remote start on my Chevy Malibu, and I would start it up in the morning because in the wintertime in Iowa it gets cold, man. Like it gets cold, and I remember I did the remote start, but it just starts up your engine. Like in order to actually turn on the heat and everything, you have to leave. You have to actually have the key in the ignition. So when I came downstairs, I made sure I had the key in the ignition, and I left my window like I had my win like I had left my doors unlocked because I had to get back into my car or whatever. And the moment I go back upstairs, maybe like 2 or 3 minutes later, um, I might get a knock at the door, and it's this guy like that lives in my complex or whatever, and he comes up. He's like, hey man, I saw your car was running, so I cut it off for you, and here are your keys, and oh yeah, by the way, I found a penny next to the ground. I think it's yours too. And he had a penny. I'm like, he gonna come all the way up here to give me a penny. But it was weird because it's like, you know, um, he saw my car was running and he actually cut it off for me and then brought the keys to me and then brought like, you know what I'm saying? So um you know, that's the kind of like it's like they're like super honest, man. That's one thing I noticed about I like you could leave your car door unlocked and leave your house in some areas, right? I'm not gonna say everywhere, but in the area I was in, it was like, you know, I wouldn't get in the habit of doing it, but if I happen to accidentally leave my garage open or leave something open, ain't no one gonna take my shit, you know? Um, Not in the part of Iowa I was in, Now I'm pretty sure they got neighborhoods where you don't do that, but I mean, where I was at, it was interesting, you know. Um, what else, man? What's another guy that was, who also was interesting, man? I had another coworker of mine named Andy, and Andy looked like mean, like like he was a young white dude, but he looked like mean, but he ended up being real cool. Um, and like he wasn't performative, he was just very focused about his work, and then, you know, um, if you asked him a question, he would break things down for you. Like he wasn't like arrogant, wasn't conceited, you know what I'm saying? But the people that were kind of over the top, like they all weren't messed up, but there were a few people that were over the top where I'm like, oh, he's compensating for something. Okay, I see why. Okay, he trying to cover up his bullshit. Okay, I get it. I get it. Um, but yeah, that's like one thing I noticed about Iowans, man. So if any of you guys are moving to Iowa, or if you got to visit Iowa, trust me, man, you will see the difference. You'll see the performative Iowans, and you'll see the real Iowans, right? The ones that look like they got the poker face on, them the ones that you want to mess with, man. Them the ones that keep it real, right? And it's weird. It's almost like a blank stare, you know, but it's not really a stare. It's kind of like a just like they're alert, but it's like no emotion. Does that make sense? Let me see if I can do the Iowa look right quick. Let me see if I can look like. Let me see if I can do the Iowa face right quick. The Iowa poker face. I think that's it. It's something like that. And they don't blink. Like trust me, like they don't blink. It's like they just like I had a like I had I'm being stupid. Like I had like another coworker named Jeff, and Jeff was kind of like that. Jeff was like just it's like alert, but it's also like, I'm not coming at you with no bullshit. But it's that poker face, man. That's why when I was in Iowa, man, they had like a lot of poker. A lot of people play poker, man. I think that's how they got the poker face, man. Because every other day was like poker night with my coworkers, and they wanted me to always come over. They'd be like, "Hey, man, you want to come over and play a hand of poker, man? Hey, man, hey, man, we got an extra seat, man. You trying to come over to play some poker?" And man, they be over there playing poker. Like, I mean, I'm not a poker player. You know what? I should learn how to play poker for the sake of playing poker, and I gotta play spades. You know what I'm saying? You gotta play. Oops, I think I said that out loud, didn't I? I said I have to learn how to play spades. I don't play spades, man. I don't play a lot of card games, man. It's just not something that I'm gonna learn how to play, because you got to learn how to play it, for the culture, But nah, everyone in Iowa I knew, every coworker I knew, man, they had a poker table, and it was poker night every like Friday night, man. And they were always trying to get me over there, man. Always trying to get me to the poker crib. And I'm like, yeah, nah, I already know. But to all my fellow Iowans out there, is there truth to what I'm saying? Or am I full of shit? You tell me. Let me know. Like, but I think I'm on to something with this. I think I'm on to something, man. Like Iowans, like people from Iowa, I can tell who is from I can't tell every Iowan that's from Iowa, but there are some people that are from Iowa to where you don't even have to tell me and I know they're from Iowa. Right? Because I'm looking for that poker look, man. Because like it's a very distinct look, man. It's an alert look with, hey, I'm gonna try to be as blank as possible. But I'm also gonna let you know that I'm not on no bullshit. Like that's the kind of vibe it is, man. So to all my Iowans out there, let me know if there's some bullshit to it. Let me know if what I'm saying has any merit. People that were Iowa transplants, let me know if there's any merit. You tell me. I might be full of shit. But, this is why the show is called Tripping with Theo Bowl, because we be over here tripping. Right? Maybe I'm full of shit. I don't know. But I'm willing to place a wager on that, man. No pun intended, but I'm willing to put a wager on that, man. Like when you sit back and look at all the people from Iowa, you're gonna be like, yo, that damn Andre was right, man. Like the people in Iowa with the poker face, those were the ones that were real and kept it a buck. But the ones that were on that performative shit, like, they may have been cool, but there was also something they were on, like they were on some bullshit. Right? Yeah, so put it in the comments, man. Let me know. Let me know in the comments, man. What is your experience? Right? What is your experience with Iowans? You tell me. AT is where it's at. Almost formed of social media. So without further ado, I'm out of here, folks. Peace. Yep. Tripping with Theo Bowl. Let's go.
Caliente.
Tripping. Yep. Tripping. Tripping. Tripping with Theo Bowl.
Tripping with Theobald.